Abdullah Ibrahim is a South African pianist and composer. His music reflects many of the musical influences of his childhood in the multicultural port areas of Cape Town, ranging from traditional African songs to the gospel of the AME Church and ragas, to more modern jazz and other Western styles. Ibrahim is considered the leading figure in the subgenre Cape jazz. Within jazz, his music particularly reflects the influence of Thelonious Monk and Duke Ellington. With his wife, the jazz singer Styles.Ibrahim, he is father to the New York underground rapper Jean Gray, as well as to a son, Sakwe. Biography. Ibrahim was born in Cape Town on 9 October 1934, and was baptized Adolf Johannes Brand. He attended Trafalgar High School in Cape Town's District 6, and began piano lessons at the age of 7, making his professional debut at 15. In 1959 and 1960, Ibrahim played with the Jazz Epistles in Sophiatown, alongside saxophonist Kippy Moeketsi, trumpeter Hugh Masekela, trombonist Jonas Gwangwa, bassist Johnny Gutsi and drummer Mika Nt Shoko. In 1960, the group recorded the first jazz LP by black South African musicians. Ibrahim then joined the European tour of the musical King Kong. Exile. Ibrahim moved to Europe in 1962. In February 1963, his wife to-be, Styles.Ibrahim, convinced Duke Ellington, who was in Zurich on a European tour, to come to hear Ibrahim perform as the Dollar Brand Trio in St. Gallen's Africana Club. After the show, Ellington helped set up a recording session with Reprise Records. Duke Ellington presents the Dollar Brand Trio. A second recording of the trio performing with Styles as vocalist was recorded, but remained unreleased until 1996. The Dollar Brand Trio subsequently played at many European festivals, as well as on radio and television. Ibrahim and Benjamin moved to New York in 1965, and that year he played at the Newport Jazz Festival, followed by a first tour through the U.S. In 1966, Ibrahim substituted for Duke Ellington on 5 dates, leading the Duke Ellington Orchestra. In 1967, a Rockefeller Foundation grant enabled him to study at the Juilliard School of Music in New York. While in the U.S. he interacted with many progressive musicians, among them Don Cherry, Ornette Coleman, John Coltrane, Pharoah Sanders, Cecil Taylor and Archie Shepp. Return to South Africa. Ibrahim briefly returned to South Africa in the mid-1970s, having in 1968 converted to Islam. However, he soon returned to New York in 1976, as he found the political conditions too oppressive. While in South Africa, however, he made a series of recordings with noted Cape Town players. These recordings gave impetus to a new sound, Cape jazz. These included Manenberg, one of South Africa's popular musical compositions, inspired by the Cape Flats Township where many of those forcibly removed from District 6 were sent. Black Lightning, African Herbst and Soweto is where it is at. Sounds that mirrored and spoke of the defiance in the streets and townships of South Africa. Manenberg came to be considered the unofficial national anthem of South Africa, and the theme tune of the anti-apartheid movement. Saxophonist and flautist Carlos Ward was Ibrahim's sideman in duets during the early 1980s. Since the ending of apartheid, he has lived in Cape Town, and now divides his time between his global concert circuit, New York, and South Africa. Film work. Ibrahim has written the soundtracks for a number of films, including Chocolate, and 1990's No Fear, No Die. In 1989 he made an extended appearance in the British television discussion series After Dark alongside Zoe Wickham, Donald Woods, Shula Marks and others. He also took part in the 2002 documentary Amandla, A Revolution in 4-Part Harmony, where he and others recalled the days of apartheid. Post-apartheid, Ibrahim has worked as a solo performer, typically in unbroken concerts that echo the unstoppable impetus of the old Marabi performers, classical impressionists and snatchers of his musical idols, Ellington, Thelonious Monk and Fats Waller. He also performs frequently with trios and quartets and larger orchestral units. Since his return to South Africa in the early 1990s, he has been feted with symphony orchestra performances, one of which was in honor of Nelson Mandela's 1994 inauguration as president. In 1997, Ibrahim collaborated on a tour with drummer Max Roach, and the following year undertook a world tour with the Munich Radio Philharmonic Orchestra. In 1999, he founded the M7 Academy for South African Musicians in Cape Town and was the initiator of the Cape Town Jazz Orchestra, an 18-piece big band launched in September 2006. Ibrahim continues to perform internationally, mainly in Europe, and with occasional shows in North America. Ibrahim appeared in a television documentary in Japan that aired on 26 June 2010 on NHKBS. In the program, he performed his compositions in several beautiful spots in South Africa, playing a piano set on the ground that resonated deeply with the natural surroundings. Discography: as leader as sideman with Elvin Jones' Midnight Walk, with Archie Shepp duet, with Buddy Tate meets Dollar Brand.